Very good afternoon to you. My name is Miriam Angel. And of course, the moment we have all been waiting for. Okay, I have been waiting for this moment. I have been waiting for this moment. I'm in studio with a guy who wears a lot of hats. He's an actor, he's a writer,
This is true.
radio presenter, TV host.
TV host as well. Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
I'm also a painter. Sometimes I write music. I write music videos. So
I saw that on your handle. You just wrote your first music video.
yes, which was super exciting. It was such a great song. I approached her on the DM. I
Yeah?
just told her I love this song. I want to be in the video, and she was looking for someone who could write a music video. So I told her it just so happens I'm a writer and I've always wanted to write music videos. So that's how we ended up doing it. Shout outs to Mandy, such an amazing lady.
Yes, shout outs to her, man.
Yes.
Beautiful. I saw that and I was like, okay, this is new. This is new.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a message for you, Nick.
Okay.
No, first of all, I didn't even say your name. I'm in studio with Nick NDEDA.
And fun fact, my name is also Margaret, but you can call me Meg. When I was born, everyone, my mother, the doctors, everyone knew that I was going to be a woman. So I was given the name Margaret. And then when I came out, the doctor was like, oh my God, Margaret has stuff that men have. So we can't go with that name. So that's how we ended up with the name Nick. Like my mom literally had to think on her feet, like real. Give me a name, Nicholas. Yay. And
No.
yes. So you can call me Meg if you wish, not Maggie.
I love Nicholas.
Okay.
I'm going to call you Nicholas.
Oh, well, you'll be the only person who calls me that. Everyone else will call me Nicholas.
I'm going to
That's
call you
very
Nicholas, like
aggressive.
with a little bit of swag in it.
Kidogo too.
Kidogo too.
That's all we ask for.
I have a message for you today.
All right.
Kuna mtu alislide kwa DM yangu.
Oh.
And she said, let that guy know that he's very handsome.
Oh.
And
Asante
I
sana.
am single.
Wow.
What do you say about that?
I say thank you very much. Thanks for that message. That's very encouraging.
Wait, you're not gonna,
I'm not going to do what? Like tell her I'll slide into your DMs?
yeah, like something about it?
Well, I don't know. We could talk later on and see what's up.
Are you seeing someone?
Kidding. I am seeing a lot of people. I see my parents. I see my friends. I see my cats every once in a while. So yeah, I'm seeing people.
Oh my
Nawaona
god.
sana.
Oh my god, so sly.
It's not being sly. Miriam, I literally
sly.
answered the question you asked me.
Okay, fine. You want me to be direct. Are you in a relationship?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I mean, I'm literally just got off one.
Yeah.
And we're trying to, finalize all that stuff. So
Yeah.
at the moment, yeah.
I want to talk about Breathe.
Oh, okay. That was
Yes.
a great production.
I was there. I was in the room when you guys did the monologue.
Ah, yes.
And it was touchy. There were a lot of stories. But I think the one that caught my attention was that when you were talking about this guy.
Brio.
Brio, the one in Kibera.
Yes. Oh my God. True story. Can you imagine this guy, Muay Thai champion, and he grew up in abject poverty. Like there was literally no hope in their lives. But
Yeah.
then one day he just decided, I don't want to do this thug stuff. I'm tired of kushikawatu ngeta. What I want to do is like something meaningful with my life. And then he walked into this boxer's house called
Yeah.
Mike London.
Yeah.
And he saw like, if someone in Kibera can live like this, then I can too. And he was doing it legally. That's the thing that inspired Brio to get into Muay Thai fighting. And I was so blown away. And he's such a humble guy.
It's brilliant.
It
And I feel like,
is.
wait, is this a real story? Did this happen in
It
Kenya?
is 100% true. Brio, you'll find him at Ultra Fitness Gym in Kilimani. That's why he teaches, he trains Muay Thai boxing. Yeah. And he's like, I think he's like 23 now, 23, 24. He's still very young.
So how many stories in Breathe in the monologue were actually true?
All of them. Every single story on Breathe. So this is how Breathe is.
Yeah.
It's always a collection of stories that have been written by Jackson Biko.
Yeah.
Biko Zulu, aka Biko Zulu. And all those stories are always true. Like they're very fantastic stories that it's almost unbelievable. You'd be like, okay, that's fiction, but it's all 100% true. The most that we do as far as creating stuff is concerned is just like, making it animated as actors. But everything is 100% true. We don't add stuff. Maybe we'll remove one or two things. Yeah. It's really cool.
I think Breathe was brilliant, and I'm waiting for part 3. You say the
Part
three is
4
coming?
now.
Part
This
4.
is the we did last year. That was the third one.
Yeah.
We did Breathe 2. I feel we did that in 2020.
Yeah.
Or 2019, because I think that's the one I directed. So, or maybe yes, we did the second one in 2019. The first one was in 2018. So
Yeah.
I acted in the first one, directed the second one, and acted in the third one, and did a bit of scripting for just to small things in it. So
You are a brilliant actor.
thank you very much. I like to think that I am. It's been 17 years of working at it.
Yes,
I mean,
it has. Yes, it has.
If I sucked, I would be a failure to myself by now.
No, you are a brilliant actor. One of the things that happened last year as well, you put your relationship out there. And there was the public breakup.
Yes, there was that.
How are you?
I'm all right. I mean, breakups suck. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I'm so hard. I'm not even feeling it. No,
Yeah.
it was really terrible when it happened because, like it's always said, women see this coming, see breakups coming, men
Yeah.
don't. So
Yeah.
like there was the whole getting caught a little bit off guard, then being like, okay, so now this is the present reality,
Yeah.
and you have to deal with it. So that was a sucky period,
Yeah.
obviously, but thankful for friends and family. And then just taking some time out to notice your faults, like what you did that led to that situation, because I mean it's obviously what's the thing, two-way street,
Yeah, it's a
two
two-way
to
street.
tango
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Yeah, so like there were some things she'd done, there's some things I'd done, so it was just that whole reflect on the situation and how can you build on it so that it doesn't happen again next time.
How are you healing? Like, what did you do through your healing process? Because I suck at breakups. I think I break down. I lose myself. I
think if
don't
you
know.
enjoyed breakups or did well, you'd be a sociopath.
terrible.
So,
I think I take like a longer time to just heal and let go. How did you deal with that?
well, mine had a lot to do with therapy because I was married, and this is someone I'd been with for almost 8 years.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going to be something I'd forget immediately. So yeah, as it happens, therapy helps. Talking, taking time out, being accountable to yourself.
Yes.
That also calling yourself out on your BS is because we like to play victim way too much,
Yeah.
especially in relationships. So I was able to learn a lot through that.
Okay. So yesterday, I binged a lot on this thing called marriage.
Oh, yay. Thank you for watching that. It's really...
It's brilliant. It's a web, you called it a web series.
Mm-hmm.
It's a web series. It's on YouTube. If you're thinking about it, just go to YouTube, type this thing called marriage. Nick is there.
Mm-hmm.
And another beautiful lady.
Chichi say, shout out to Chichi. She's so amazing.
And y'all are talking about marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And you give me a vibe of, okay, so it's good and then it's bad. So I got a bit of cold feet. I always have cold feet when it comes to marriage because I'm thinking, oh my God, it can really get nasty. And then just the thought of spending the rest of your life with someone, So when I was watching this thing called marriage, it could be good. And then it can also be very bad. And then you
Yeah.
could also hate your partner
I mean,
and love them at the same time.
yo.
What do you think? Where do you think people go wrong when it comes to marriage? Because you've been there.
I don't think people go wrong in marriage. There's no way to do marriage right.
Yeah.
It's not a clear-cut thing that if you follow these steps, everything's going to be fine. Because marriage, the way I understood it anyway, when I was in it, was it's a merging of personalities.
Yeah.
Right now you have to, I mean, when you're boyfriend, girlfriend, like when you're just dating,
Yeah.
you can let some things slide, because you're not that heavily invested in each other's lives as when you are married, because now not only are you recognized as a union by the government and friends and family, but there's also like you're kind of responsible on a higher degree
Yeah.
for each other. So when it gets to that, even the tiniest thing about someone's personality, you will really look into it. If you don't like, if at first when you were dating you thought it was cute that she forgets to close doors, when you're married you will be upset that she
Yeah.
doesn't close doors. It's been how long?
Yeah.
So with that, there's always good times, there'll always be bad times, there'll always be confusing times, but it's about the bigger picture. Do you see yourself being with this person for
the
long
rest of your
haul?
life?
Yeah, if you do, imagine these two small things. They will irk you, yes, they
Yeah.
will annoy you sometimes, but you'll be able to look beyond them. You won't be like, you never do the dishes. I want a divorce. I'll be like, what? Come on, calm down.
Chill,
Calm down.
chill.
So, but yeah, this thing called marriage, what we loved about it was
Yeah.
because Chichi and I had both, by the time we were filming it, and even writing it actually,
Yeah.
a little bit of the writing, by the time we were doing that, I was already separated, and she's been divorced for a while. So
Okay.
we were able to draw from
Your experiences.
some of the things we saw in
Yeah.
our relationships, and then also we talk a lot to married friends, because when you're married, you just end up finding married people as friends, which is so interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of conversations with those people is how we ended up just being like, okay, we should use this, we should talk about this, because it's not a show that bashes love or
true.
marriage.
No.
In fact, if anything, I think this thing called marriage shows how important it is to be vulnerable in a relationship.
I think it
It's
gives you a
super
good
important.
perspective, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I'm talking to Nick NDEDA. He's an actor, he's a writer, he is a radio host. And if you got any questions for us, go to SpiceFM at SpiceFM KE on social media. When we come back, did he have a vasectomy or not?
Spice.
With Nick NDEDA, he's an actor, a writer, radio host, a TV host. He wears a lot of hats and yeah.
And I'm also a fries whisperer, by the way.
What do you mean fries?
What is a fries whisperer? Let's just say, if ever you are looking for a place to eat good fries in Nairobi, ask me.
Tell me.
Ask me, because I have had fries all over this city. I know some of the best joints. I love fries so much. I once ate fries for 23 days.
Wait,
for
what?
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's not healthy.
Did I die? Did I die? No, I didn't. Actually, I was stopped on day 23 by my mother because she was like, no, please eat anything else, my child.
No.
Shout outs to my mom. She's the best.
Oh, so what's your favorite fries joint?
Oh man. So my favorite fries joint used to be Sanford, but it burnt down last year. I remember people sent me so many messages of condolences. Crazy. So now I'm torn between two. It's true. I'm torn between two places, and I hate giving them props. But hey, there's a joint called Justin's. Legendary fries.
Yeah?
But you gotta travel really far to get there. Aiko Karibu.
I'm gonna try. You know what? I'll try. I don't do a lot of fries. I think I junk once or twice. Once or
That's
twice
what's
a
up.
month.
Then you must
Yes,
you
I
must
junk
treat
once
yourself.
or twice a month. You
Treat
know,
yourself to Justin's and Ruaka. You'll enjoy it.
I'm gonna do that. You've talked about your mom. I want to talk about your upbringing. You know,
okay.
yeah, like how did your upbringing shape you into the person that you are right now?
One thing's for sure. I guess I gained a lot of the confidence as a result of my upbringing. So I had no friends growing up. I was the youngest of three boys, so my two elder brothers were very popular in school. They were very good academically. I was not good academically. I was not popular. I had a little bit of a weight problem, and everyone thought I was weird because I used to talk to myself. But you see, I used to talk to myself because I had no friends. How did people not put this logic together? But anyway. So as a result, I spent a lot of time by myself growing up, and I'd watch a lot of cartoons. I'd watch a lot of movies. I remember mimicking voices and also listen to radio a lot.
Yeah.
Which, wow, ended
I
up
know.
working really well when I became a radio presenter, because all that time when I was always alone, when I got to, I think it was about 17, 16, when I started acting in high school.
Yeah.
And then suddenly started getting a little bit of attention. In high school, people really used to make fun of my voice. So I was very self-conscious about speaking in public, but I was made to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And then now when I became an adult, all these things that were like negatives when I was a kid, flipped them around, and they worked so well in my favor.
Yeah.
I ended up doing radio, TV, acting, writing, and it's all stuff about expressing yourself, something that I
true.
was kind of denied
Yeah.
when I was growing up. So it's beautiful.
All right. So I was reading an article, The Kenyan Nomad. There was a-
Oh,
Yes.
shout outs to her. She's so
yes,
cool.
Yes, that was a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
You know, in the article, you actually say that your mom gave you a year to look for an acting job.
Right.
Failure to which utaenda campus. Tell me about that.
I wish many other parents nowadays, new parents,
Yeah.
should emulate what my parents did, because that was in 2003.
Yeah.
And in 2003, for your kid to tell you, I want to be an actor, and then they say, okay, sure, go out there. In this Kenya, it's ridiculous, but my parents really believed in me. So they gave me a year. And I went to Alliance Francaise and the Kenya National Theatre every day. Every 2 days. I'd go looking for the auditions at the notice boards because this was before social media. So
Yeah.
you had to physically. You had to go all the way to the theater and look at the notice board if there's a sign that says audition.
Oh.
And I auditioned for 15 months and I got rejected 14 times. I auditioned 15 times, got rejected 14 times.
No.
The 15th one, in fact, was after a year had passed. So my parents were like, now you have to go to campus because we gave you a year. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. You gave me a year. I messed up. So it was the day I was going to drop my application forms at USIU was the same day I saw an audition, my 15th audition, which I said, you know what, let me just do it because I've been rejected 14 times. What is a 15th? I won't feel it. And that's the one that I got. And when I got that role, I remember telling myself, I will work so hard in this role so that I will never have to audition for another role in a play. And I didn't audition for a play for like 10 years. And I did like 40 plays in those 10 years.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yes, it is when you push yourself.
You know, I hear, because 15 times, 14 times.
Each month.
That's resilience. Someone else would be like, I know.
I mean, by the 7th time, I remember, I think the 8th, 9th month, I was like, I don't think this is going to work out, but let's just keep trying. You never know. So keep trying. If you believe in something, I'm from the school of thought that if you really believe in something and you really want it, keep pushing. Eventually, you will get it.
You'll get it.
And you will get it in the most random way possible.
Oh, I love that. I really, really love that. So then you made a decision to go to campus.
Yes.
Regardless of getting the job.
I mean, it was a role in one play and I was like, okay, what if I don't get another one? But I was just like, because it was a deal we made with my parents.
Yeah.
And also, I low-key actually, the reason why I went to university was because I low-key wanted to use it as an avenue to get into acting because I studied journalism at USIU. And my thinking at that time was, once I get a journalism degree, I can get a job as maybe a news anchor or a news writer, and then I will use my influence there to find TV producers and tell them, hey, I can act. So put me in a show. I'm not just a handsome news reader.
You can do a lot of things.
Yeah, so I'm glad that I didn't have to go through that way, but university was still amazing. I ended up doing 2 degrees. 2 majors and 2 minors. I did journalism, I did psychology, I did African philosophy and industrial psychology.
Okay, so you know your art.
It was a lot of reading and Spanish as well.
Okay. Do you think acting pays in Kenya?
It does. It does. It does. The right projects. It's like any other industry. The way you can find a doctor who earns like crazy money and then you can find another doctor who earns peanuts and you're like, but you guys do the same job. So it's the same thing. In acting, you will see a bunch of actors out here on TV shows earning pretty good money. But then there are also actors out here who are doing TV shows and being paid $1,500. And it's crazy. It depends on the project, on the producer, the production company, the network. There's so many
How do you
variables.
land? Because I know someone is listening in and they're like, okay, I want to be an actor and I want to be there, but I'm struggling. Niko hapa chini, I don't know how to get there. So what is it that they are doing or what should they do to actually get there to a point where by now you are and you're making big bag?
Well, you just have to go for as many auditions as possible. The more auditions you go to, you'll find out more about the production companies behind them.
Okay.
So, I mean, just like any other industry, there are unscrupulous people here. There are also very legit people. So, in the process of going for, I was talking to some lady about this at an audition I went to on Thursday. And she was like, you've been doing this for 17 years. You must have been through over 100 auditions. And I was like,
yes.
Actually, now that you mention it, I think so. But in all those auditions, it's helped me figure out, like, nowadays, if I hear a certain name is behind an audition, I'll be like, I won't even waste my time because I know what kind of people they are, or I don't want to work with these people because I've already worked with them. You know, it could be whatever.
That's true.
But then also the flip side is you'll hear there are people who, I even went for an audition last month. That's this month. Last month, 2 weeks ago, this month. And the main reason for it was just because I really respect the director.
Okay.
I've seen his work and I'm like, it's been 6 years and I've never worked with this guy. I have to. Fingers crossed I'll get the role. I might not, but I hope I do.
I hope you do too, Nick.
Thank you.
What's the difference between being on stage, because you do stage plays,
Yes.
and then there's the screen as well. What's the difference?
I think the major difference between screen and stage is screen is very first of all, it's very specific when it comes to action.
Yeah.
Like if the action is in this scene, you get up and you drop the bottle of water. That's such a big thing that you'll have to perfect. And you get to do it once or twice or 3 times, depending on how many takes they want. Stage will require you to be in the moment all throughout. Because you see, the advantage, it can be an advantage, or, well, it's just a thing. When you're doing film, when you're doing screen work, even if you get it right the first take, they'll still say cut and they'll still do it again for safety, a different angle. So you get a moment of, okay, I've stepped out of this character, me again for a second. Are we ready? Are the lights good? Sound? Okay, let's get back in. With theater, the moment the play starts, that universe begins and you have to be in it and you have to be awake, conscious in that universe from the time that play starts to the time
Till
it
the
ends,
end.
because there are no breaks.
Yeah.
Okay, there are breaks, but there are no take twos.
Yeah.
Let's try this again. No, it starts, it has to run until it ends. So I like the thrill of that because I'm a fan of really being present
Yeah.
when I'm doing things. I don't like distractions, and also because I'm a guy, I can't multitask to save my life.
Okay, so you prefer the stage.
I prefer both. Each, like, they're different. They give
But they're
different
good.
vibes. Yes, they're all very, very great. Stage is amazing. Screen is dope as well.
Something that I've always wanted to know. You were part of a musical, Grease.
Oh, yes. Oh, that was fun fact. Grease is the reason I became an actor. I
Oh,
watched
wow.
Grease when I was 12 years old, and I was like, I want to do that.
Interesting.
Yes.
Does
and,
one need to know how to sing
absolutely.
to be in a musical?
Yes.
Really?
It's called a music.
I mean,
Oh.
there aren't roles for other people who just want to be in a musical but can't sing.
No, well, okay, here's the thing though. You have to have a certain degree of singing in you. And this is the thing about singing. Everyone needs vocal training.
Yeah.
Like even the best of singers, a bunch of them still do vocal training. They
Yes.
still have vocal trainers. So it's not that if you see someone in a musical, it means they're an amazing singer. It just means they had the opportunity
That's
to
true.
work with a vocal trainer who managed to get them to a level that for that production worked. For example, I think the first time before doing Grease, I think the last time I'd sang anything was like at a karaoke or something.
Ooh.
Like maybe 6 years prior to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But when we were doing Grease, we were with this vocal teacher called Andrew Ambo, a very, very dope guy, who took us through a bunch of the songs, and also I think you have to just love it. I
Okay.
mean, I
This is
love
beautiful.
Grease. Like
Yeah?
it's my favorite movie in the genre of musicals. It's my favorite one. It's not because I have favorites for different genres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, I want to know the best role. I mean, your favorite role that you have ever played. This is SpiceFM. I'm talking to Nick NDEDA. If you got any questions, go to @spicefm.co.ke.
Spice.
4.4. My name is Miriam Angela, and of course I'm here with Nick NDEDA, and we are talking about his work. Now, the reason why I really wanted to talk to you today, apart from all the amazing questions that I asked you earlier, you have something that's coming up.
Oh, yes. We have been working on a very, very cool project. It's called Midnight Van.
Yes.
It's a short film I wrote last year, at early months of last year. And the inspiration behind it was really simple. When I used to work on radio, I remember very fondly 3 election periods, 2007, 2013, and I think 2017.
Yeah.
At the radio stations that I worked in, it's interesting because each election, it just hit me. I was working in a different station when each election happened, but in all those 3 places, we always used to refer to election period like as silly season. It's the season when
silly
we just
season.
become very silly.
Yeah.
We forget about our friendships, our relationships, our like the people we've grown up with, and suddenly it just becomes about, if you do not support this person, this political faction, I don't like you. If you're this tribe, you're not my friend.
Yeah.
You know, it's so silly. And then and it's proof that it's silly. It's because after the elections happen, after the violence happens, after everything settles down, then suddenly we get back on like, oh yeah, by the way, this Kikuyu person is not so bad.
Yeah.
And so I decided to write this script to highlight that. And the way I chose to go about it was through the eyes of two news anchors who are broadcasting. Their job is to go out there, spread the news, because we always watch the news in Kenya.
Yes,
we
we
love
do.
it. We're addicted to it. So any information that comes regarding politics and elections, like these guys are out here, they're always passing out this information.
Yeah.
And then on this particular instance, there's violence happening in the streets, and these two news anchors find themselves stuck in the office. They're the only two. Imagine if it's just me and you in this
Yeah.
whole building, and
it's-
outside there is chaos.
Yeah.
And we need to get home. How do we get out of this building? How do we get out of this place safely without dying or ending up in some craziness? So that's a situation that the news anchors are going through in Midnight Van, and it gives them an opportunity because they feel trapped.
Yeah.
It gives them an opportunity to do some introspection. They ask themselves these questions like, what's our role? So it brings about the culpability of the media when it comes to dissemination of information, especially regarding elections.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that's being highlighted. Also, it's just about civic empowerment. Like, we need to realize that not everything that you are told is necessarily true. Not everything a politician says is necessarily true. That's their business. Their job is to be a politician. Our job as citizens who vote for these people is to take in what they say, weigh it out, be like, does this make sense? Is this true? Fact check these people, and then make a choice. But we never do that. We just run with whatever is thrown our way, and then Casey Badai. So that's another thing that we're really trying to push on Midnight Van.
I mean, because during the election, politicians actually sell you a lot of BS.
A lot of it. A lot, and that's a weird thing. We know that it's
And
BS.
we know that it's BS.
But we still we clamor for it. It's so strange.
The one election that I remember clearly is the 2007, 2008, that post-election violence. It was so bad.
It was a very dark
It was
time.
so bad. It was terrible. But my question is, you're putting out Midnight Van, okay? And your agenda is to make sure to sensitize people, and because you're translating this into 9 different languages.
Yes, we want to put it in 9 different languages, have it distributed all around the country and screened for free, not charging people. The reason is we just want people to see this film, to get this message. We know that it's not going to change people's minds immediately. You won't watch Midnight Van today and tomorrow be woke and be like, you guys, but it will plant a seed. What I'm thinking is, forget 2022. 2022 elections are happening in like 3 months. It's crunch time right now. But there will be another election in like 4 or 5 years. The mindset, if right now we plant this seed, if people watch Midnight Van now before the elections, even during and after, they will think about it. And as the years progress, we're going to change mindsets. So many young people, it's crazy when I meet a young person who's 22, who's never voted, but will tell you, it's election time, don't even bother opening business. In fact, if you can travel, leave. Like, these are things that I used to hear my parents say. And I'm like, Kwani, this thing will never change. Is this what we've decided is going to be our fate in Kenya? Now we can change this mindset, and I believe that one powerful way of doing it is always through art. So I really want Midnight Van to be filmed. We want to have it screened all over the country. We want to do it before the elections, and that's in August. So we have to do that all of July. So we have to shoot this movie and have it ready in the next 1 month or so.
Okay, so you've told me that part of it is to sensitize people.
Yes.
And you're talking about what the media does, the role of the media when it comes to elections.
Right.
Are you also going to cover what the role of politicians when it comes to the election, and also the public when it comes to the elections? Is that all in the Midnight Van? Like, break it down for me.
So Midnight Van is primarily about the citizens. It's not about politicians, and it's not about politics. It's about, because like I told you, a politician's job is to be a politician. A politician's job description could be heckling, mudslinging, peddling fake stories. That's fine. That's their job. But it's our job as citizens, the ones who vote, to how we react to all these things they do. That is what makes the big difference. So that's the main thing that Midnight Van is about. It's about us as the people to kaivi and ask ourselves, okay, is all this stuff that we're told true? Why is it that whenever these things happen this way, we react this way? You know, it's a call to our own consciousness. We just want to show that the solution to our problem lies with us.
Lies with us.
It doesn't lie with them. So it's not about them.
Do you think we can change? Because this is what I've seen during elections. All of a sudden, we get tribal. You know, all of a sudden, oh, you belong to that tribe. I belong to this tribe. I'm scared to even be in this. My mom called me and she's like, okay, fine. So August is coming. Are you sending your child to me?
Right.
You know, are you bringing your child back home? You know,
It
and my
can't be
sister was
like
like, I
that.
want to bring my kids to you. And I said, no, you all can't come to Nairobi. Mbaki huko. Reason being, I know what happened in, you know, the past
Yeah,
elections because
exactly.
I'm scared. But do you think, I'm a public, I'm a citizen, right? Do you think this could actually change our mindset? Or is it just, can we actually change to the point of, I'm thinking, oh, Nick is not of my tribe. Like, I can stop thinking about you being of a different tribe.
I believe 100% that it is possible to change. And the best example I always go to is Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
When the first 10 years that Nelson Mandela spent in Robben Island, he was 100% certain he was never going to leave that place. He was like, I'm going to die here. I am literally going to die. And then one day, something in his mind changed. He was like, okay, wait. What if I could get out of this place?
Yeah.
And then now his mind started doing this thing because I love the way the human mind works. It now starts seeking for solutions like, okay, how can I get myself out of here? And that's what made Nelson Mandela start writing letters about apartheid and sending them to the US. And he sent them for like 6, 7, 8 years before he got a response. And then when he got a response, his mind was like, okay, you know what? You can get out of here. What happens when you get out of here? How about find someone to lead this nation? Who could that be? Why not you? And then his mind just starts working. And that's how he ended up becoming the president and getting out of Robben Island after 27 years. So I believe this movie, you will watch it, it'll plant the seed. It's all about a seed. I love the fact that, because I wrote very specific scenes in this film where my goal, my intention, my hope is that when the elections will happen, or you'll be watching the news and you'll hear politicians say something, you'll remember that scene and be like, by the way,
It triggers you.
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
This is how you change the mindset. You start small. It's got to start with a seed. So I believe that change will happen. It won't happen overnight. It will not be painless.
To be progressive.
It will be progressive. That's the word. Yeah.
All right. So where can we catch this? Where can we watch this? When is it out?
So
Yeah.
it will be out as soon as we have enough funding to get things rolling. So we have a portal where you can donate money to help fund the film. There's an Mchanga account. The pay bill number is 891300. And then the account is 54071.
Just say that again.
The pay bill number is 891300. That's 891,300. The account is 54071.
Okay.
So you can just donate whatever amount of money you have. However, this is something else that my producer Nice Githinji and I want to have done with Midnight Van. It doesn't have to be a cash contribution.
Okay.
If you have, for example, a fleet of cars, you can help use that because we want to travel around the country to show this film.
Yes.
You can help us out like that. Do you have a clothing label? You can help dress the cast. The cast were 2 actors in the film. If you can do that, if you want to provide catering, if you have equipment, anything is we definitely appreciate any single thing, because we really want people to own a piece of this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's not just, we're not doing it for profit. You know, we're not out here hoping, I hope we sell so many tickets. We just want people to see something that we already know. A lot of us think in the back of our minds, we've just never had the courage or the opportunity to highlight it and focus on it. So that's the reason why we want Midnight Van to happen. And so far, we've been getting a couple of contributions, which is great. So all the information is all on my Instagram at NDEDA. If you follow Nice Githinji as well, hers is at Nice Githinji, and you'll find all that information that we have over there. We're trying to get an all-female crew, because the director is a really dope lady. She's called Coach Carol Odongo. I've worked with her for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Almost 15, actually. And she's really, really cool. And so, yeah, it's cool. Like, the film industry has been seeing a lot of women doing a lot of very cool things.
Yeah.
So it's good to have them all jumping on board. I'm like, yay. If all goes well, I'll probably be the only guy in that entire set.
I think all will go well, man. I think
Absolutely.
all will go well. I cannot
Amen to
wait.
that.
I cannot wait. I want to be a part of it.
Spice.
Plus, you had a vasectomy.
I did.
Why?
Because I don't want to have children. It's that, imagine it's that simple. That's it. If you don't want to have them, that's what you do. So, gents, use that information as you choose to.
Okay, so when you start dating someone, is that information that you give out?
Yeah. Yes. In fact, that was one of the things that led to my marriage, was because like I would go on dates with people and then I'll tell them, by then you never want to have children. Like, what? And then it's like a deal breaker. So
Yeah.
yes, it works. It works very well.
So you don't want to have.
No.
When did you do this?
Years ago.
How old were you?
I think almost 33, 34. Maybe 34. Maybe 34. Yeah. Yes, it was a year I was 34. Yeah. 34.
So how many relationships have ended because of that?
Quite a number. Definitely more than 5.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it was that for, you'll change your mind one day. I'm like, no, I won't. Then when they realize, they're like, okay, it's cool. And I respect that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have children. It's an amazing thing. Kids are cool. My nephews are dope. And I love hanging out with kids.
Yeah.
But me personally, don't want to have any of my own. That's all it is.
Why don't you want to have kids?
I just don't want to. Imagine there's no
Like Evo 2.
Evo 2. You know the way someone can be like, it's not that I don't like this particular food. I just don't eat it.
I just don't want it.
Yeah, it's not that there's something deep about it. It's how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I hope this is gonna be my last question because I feel like I could talk to you for days.
Aww, aren't you sweet?
Yeah, darling.
You are.
Yeah, very, very much.
And you're really cool. I really enjoy hanging out with you.
Me too. Me too. Good vibes.
Kabisa.
So, what in your acting career, stage and everything, what's the one role that you played and you're like, oh my god, this is it?
Okay, I will try to keep this very brief because remember I told you.
Yes, darling.
I told you, yes, screen and stage are very different.
We got 2 minutes.
So, stage, it was a play called Butterflies Are Free that I did with Naisky Denji, who were doing Midnight Van with. We did this in 2009, and I had to play a blind guy. And I spent a month at the blind school, upper sides of Langata, and I had to be blindfolded all day. And I'd walk around trying to find things. It was scary, but it made me really appreciate my senses.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing play. As far as screen goes, it was sugar because I ended up writing an entire rap song, performing an entire rap song. I did that whole show in Sheng. People could not believe because I don't sound like someone who can speak Sheng, but then I'm an actor, aren't I? That was, and I had a really great co-host, co-actor, co-star, Charlene Wangari. So, and Lupita was the director of it.
Sugar was brilliant.
Yeah, so that was my best. Screen, sugar, stage, Butterflies Are Free.
All right, Nick. Let me see if I have a bit of okay. I don't have time. My mom is shaking her head. No, we are done. We are done.
Thanks so much for having me.
Fighting shot. Where can we find you?
At Nick NDEDA everywhere. That's Instagram and Twitter at Nick NDEDA. Not to be confused with the other Nick NDEDA. I don't have a beard like him.
No. You don't have a beard like Nick.
So don't worry. If you find a Nick NDEDA without a beard, that's me. All the information on Midnight Van and all my other projects, you'll find it on the link.
Spice.